What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Very Vehicular. I'm your host, Brian Scotto. Actually, this is the last episode of Very Vehicular for Season 1. What does that mean? It means that Season 2 starts next week. To bookend this, we thought we'd bring in a repeat offender. That is right, Mr. Vin Anatra is joining the episode again. Why? One, I love talking to Vinny. He's one of the few people who take me to task and put me in my place. And lastly, I wanted to get really focused, talk to Vinny about the stuff that Vinny's doing, his cars, his content, the things he wants to do this year. And Vinny wanted to tell me how I should sell all my cars, which is what he normally does. We get into that conversation. We talk about collecting in general, and we talk about future plans. It's a good one. Enjoy it. And thanks again for rocking with us this season. Welcome back, Vin.
Hey.
I figured we would bookend it. Everybody loves a good bookend, which is like you started this season, now you're ending this season.
Oh, yeah, I knew what that meant.
You know, for me, like everything has to be like seasonal. I know to most people it's just a show that always comes out, but this is a season. So it's the end of season 1, Very Vehicular.
Nice.
So Ron was supposed to come, but he's not here.
I was going to say, did we kill him?
No, actually though, when Ron said he wasn't available at first, I was like, it's a real bummer because I do like the chemistry of the three of us. Like Ballast Boys have this certain energy. But then I also realized that I think the one-on-one is like a different chemistry. That's kind of good. Because when it's the three of us, it's all three of us competing for the funniest line.
Big overtalkers.
Big overtalkers. I see you brought your laptop with you.
Yeah.
You want to get right into that? Why is that here?
All right, guys. So I'm going to need all you guys out there to help me on this because Brian came to me with a big plan, an exchange of services, if we will.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, he wants me to be on the podcast regularly, right?
Yep, like at least once a month.
Yeah, and I need him to help me with some YouTube stuff because as a solo YouTuber, what you don't know is it actually gets kind of lonely. And not only that, but it's like you spend a lot of time thinking up ideas completely on your own. And you're just like, are these even good? Like, is anyone going to like this? I actually have no idea.
Vyper Industrial makes the best damn shop stools ever. Go buy them. Okay, now that we've got that out of the way, I want to take a moment to really thank Vyper. They were the first to hop on and support Very Vehicular. When I hit them up, the immediate response was yes. We want the biggest package you've got. That's why they're the title sponsor. Look, they make a really great product, and I felt that way before this partnership. But they also do a really good job of supporting all of us in the car community. Think about it. They work with Adam LZ, Chris Forsberg, Grant Anderson, Travis Pastrana, Vermont Sports Car, and those are just the ones I can remember right now. So Vyper, thank you again for supporting Very Vehicular for its first ever season. And as I was saying before, go buy a damn stool at vyperindustrial.com. That's Vyper with a Y. For most of my life, I would say I was the occasional sunglass wearer. Why? Because I was the frequent sunglass misplacer. But I've noticed with the new Heatwave photochromic lenses that change from almost clear to a nice dark tint, technically a VLT range of 70 to 17%, that when I get into the car or I walk into a building, they stay on my head, which makes them harder to lose. The Performance Vice are my favorite shades right now, but they offer the photochromic lenses in a bunch of other styles, and most importantly, for this big old head, they come in extra large too. I just wore them for a trip to the mountains, and I think I looked stunning in them, if I say so myself. Go get yourself some at heatwavevisual.com. I've been running Toyo Tires for over 20 years. Whether it's for my sports cars, my trucks, or even my oddballs, Toyo makes a tire for them. So for example, my 911 is on R888Rs. Church van, that's sitting on open country CTs, perfect for the weight load. My S8 runs the Proxys Sport AS, and I even have a set of Celsius snow tires for the RS2 sitting on the shelf waiting for winter fun. When I finally finish the F600, they even have a commercial grade tire for that. So no matter what you drive, Toyo's got a tire for you. ToyoTires.com. Check them out. So we're like joining forces now.
Yeah, and not always, but I want to have Brian on my YouTube channel, every now and then. But then also just kind of like go back to that feeling that we had at Hoonigan where it's like we can talk about ideas and concepts and sort of how to bring them to life. And it's one of these things that no one really talks about, but I know guys like Mike Burrows and Zach and a lot of my YouTube friends kind of have that same problem where they all work by themselves and they're like, man, it'd be cool if we could, talk about stuff.
Well, do you remember this idea that I pitched you shortly after everybody left Hoonigan, and I was like, we need like a decentralized group, like a group of people that all work together, kind of almost like a Vine house, but for car guys.
But there was missing the one thing. So we tried it once, but it was missing the one piece, which was everyone needs to get something from it or it doesn't work.
No, 100%.
So like for me to come here and help you, it's like, it's cool if it fits into my schedule. But the second you're like, but I'll also help you, I'm like, oh shit, it doesn't fit into my schedule, but I could kind of use the help. So now I'm going to make it work.
What you're saying is you don't want to be here today, but you're here.
No, I always want to be here. I'm just perpetually over scheduling my stuff that I forget about, which you know all about.
I know all about that.
I learned from the best.
So are you going to bring me on your YouTube channel for like the more premium stuff you do, or just when you deal with shitty cars?
I think like a mix of both.
Okay,
you know,
cool.
like I think it's just got to be like concepts that make sense to have someone else there. Because for me, I'm a big talker and I have like a talking channel. But sometimes I'm like, holy fuck, this episode's a lot.
Well, I really enjoyed the episode we did together.
Yeah, and I think it breaks it up a lot too, because then it's like people like seeing chemistry between people, but also like sometimes it's a lot to hold on your shoulder. Like, you know, if you do pods all by yourself, you know, you're like, damn, it's a lot of me talking.
You know, it's interesting because someone the other day was like, man, I'd be fine if you just did like your own pod. And I'm like, I don't know how long I could go. Like you and I know you don't want to, but like I could probably talk for like 6 hours right now. Like as long as I have some sort of eye contact on the other side that's going, I'll keep going. I mean, I've been talking to my wife for 10 years on that model, but like I'll just keep going. But I think by myself, I start to get like self-conscious of like, am I still talking? What am I even talking about?
Well, the thing about it is like, sometimes it's kind of easy to be like, I could just yap to camera for a couple hours, right?
Yeah.
Whatever. But then you do like 50 episodes and then you're like, okay, now it gets hard. Cause now you're like, how many things haven't I touched upon? You don't want to say the same shit over and over again, you know? So that's where I think it gets more difficult.
Yeah.
Cause I think your first 15 episodes on your own, you could probably say whatever. You got so much to talk about.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get into it.
Oh, wait,
so I actually do have some questions for you because like, well, it's one of those things like one, you and Ron came on the first pod, and then obviously, you know, Hurt came on, and then Zach and Dan came on, and like we had like a lot of similar conversations about different pieces. But one thing that I think everybody talked about off camera, because everyone was just kind of chatting about, you know, all different things, and is that you are sort of the unexpected hero of like the former Hoonigan group. Like no one thought you would be the one who would go off and like build this like really rad thing. Like,
Thanks,
like
man.
I like, and let me give you your flowers because I know you don't like fucking compliments, so I'm gonna give them to you anyway. Like you never saw yourself as a creative at Hoonigan. Like I don't think that was like how you saw yourself.
No.
You saw yourself as like a sales guy and like a stunt cock to be on camera, right? Like that was you, right? And I knew that you were involved in the creative stuff. I probably saw you more as a creative than you did because I always forced you to sit in creative meetings even if you didn't want to be. And then you left, and like I think you made a channel that creatively sits apart from a lot of other stuff that's out there. Like I think you stepped up, like there's a premium level to what you do. All your shit has concept, which is really cool because I know that you and I both were like anti-vlog in terms of like when I say vlog, I mean the negative side of it, which is like there's no beginning or end to this story. It's just a day in the life, right? It's like isn't the same thing. Like all your stuff has this concept to it, and the concept stuff is done well for you. But you were adamant in the last 6 months at Hoonigan that like you never, like you didn't want to be in front of camera, that this wasn't your career. This isn't what you wanted to do in life.
The
and
crazy
now
part
you're
about
doing
that,
it.
I know, and I wouldn't have even considered it because there was this time when Jen was still CEO, and I remember this so vividly when I think about my YouTube career. And basically, I said to her, I'm at this weird crossroads because the better I get at my job, the worse I get at being on camera, because my job was like doing the partnerships and sales, and you had to be so serious that when it came to being on camera, I was just like, I have to be such a mature adult all day that when I go to be on camera, I like can't reverse it, you know?
We're like, we need you to turn your shitheadness to 11 right now.
And you're like, and
Can you
sometimes
crash
you
a
could
car
do
in the
it,
lot?
but it's hard to do both of them. So I was like, if I had to pick, go the path of like business guy or go the path of content guy, I told her straight up I would take the business route because I don't see a path forward in the content route. And then now I'm doing this. But I don't know where that mindset was. I think when I thought about like Hoonigan as a business, I was like, there'll be more fruit in like leaving the internet and doing the business side of things. And then we like usher in younger kids. But also I think that was a big part of what Hoonigan was. Like Hoonigan, we could have evolved it because like we could have done anything we wanted. But I also think Hoonigan was always going to be kind of that like more like younger, wild, crazy.
Yeah. Hot take. Hoonigan didn't like die, as people say. We just aged out of Hoonigan.
We aged out and we weren't allowed to bring in the next gen. You know, like not by the audience, but I think just business structure wasn't set up to like.
We certainly tried, but it just didn't work.
Yeah. Well, on a crazy tangent from that, you see what's happening with FaZe Clan?
Yeah, it's wild.
I read about one paragraph in an article and I was like, oh, I know exactly what happened.
I don't know a ton about video games. It's like just not my space. But I do know FaZe Clan because we did collab with them while we were at Hoonigan. So I know some of those guys. And here's from what I understand, just because I saw it, like pretty much everyone but like the main person left or something, right? And like they've all left. And they kind of left in a similar way, right? Where it's like everyone, I don't really understand why it all happened, but
I think it's the same exact thing. Yeah. The creator economy, like owned by a company, is tough because they changed hands a couple times, and then the new company didn't wanted to take more money from all of them. The rev share didn't work out. Probably like policies and stuff didn't align, and it just didn't work.
Yeah, I don't think I think the biggest mistake that all of us made, and I don't want to spend too much time on the business of this because I feel like we always end up getting to the business side of this on this podcast, but I don't think YouTube works as a business of more than like 3 or 4 people.
No, totally. Because there's no way to pay people based on views, right? So if you're like, oh, you make this great video that did hundreds of thousands of views, they're going to be like, oh, well, I'm building your brand. But then also you're like, that only made, $2,000 or something. Yeah. So you're like, so now what do you how do you split that? And then once the company gets big, it's like, I don't know. It's a messy situation.
Yeah, yeah.
So I could see that on the FaZe Clan side too, but I don't know anything about gaming or streaming or anything on that business model. It's never been anything I've been interested in.
So anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
Yeah. You do anything cool lately?
No.
I
went to New York. I just got back.
Yeah.
It snowed. That was cool. It started making us think about like car build season and how special that was to have that time off of building your car and then bringing it out for an event at the beginning of the next year. Whereas like out here, we just don't have anything.
So, it's interesting. JF Musial from Tangent
Not personally, but I know him on the internet.
So he was heavily involved in Drive, and he said something to me one day, which was like, you got to sunset shows. Like shows have to end because people have to be excited about it coming back.
Yeah.
Right. And he was talking about, I think, Daily Transmission at the time, right? Like if you just keep making it, like people just take it for granted.
Yeah.
And they just expect it to be there. I think that's how car culture in California is. Like there's no down
100%
series.
agree. Yeah.
There's no down series. Like you need to sunset there was something great about having 4 months down where nobody was expecting you to do anything with your car and you could just take it off the road and nobody was like, oh, your car's still up on jack stands. Like, of course it is. It's the winter.
Yeah. Now it's like my 360, since I got it back from paint, has been problem after problem. And I'm like, fuck, I'm missing out on like all my favorite time to go driving, which is the winter because the weather is good. So it's like track days, all that other stuff is when you want to do it. I'm like, I'm missing out on the season. But there is no real season here.
Yeah, although for track days there are, because like 120 degrees in the middle of the summer at Willow is just not for...
No, horrible. Not doing
good.
it.
Not good for cars, not good for you, not good for anyone.
Yeah.
How is the Ferrari, bro? I feel like this is like such a touchy subject.
I think the Ferrari hates being blue. Since I got it back from the body shop, I have driven it maybe 100 miles. I drove it to downtown LA once, and then for whatever video shoots we did, and that's it. It just doesn't work. It's just everything has been a problem with it.
Do you think it's because you took it apart and put it back together, or do you think just because it's blue?
No, I think, I mean, my feeling is that the car stayed well lubricated as it was being driven every day. And then when it stopped being driven every day and it was at the body shop for like 6 months, it just like one thing after the next. So it's like intake gaskets went, those took forever to get. And then I finally put them in and got my intake manifold painted, but the dude took 3 weeks to get it powder coated, and that took a long time. And then I started it, and then the fuel pump hat cracked and sprayed fuel all over the exhaust. And it's just been like nonsense. Wiring issues, battery dies every day, like just garbage.
I hate to admit this to you because you'll be like, yeah, that makes sense. But I've been trying to drive all of my cars like a lot more often lately.
Good.
And I've realized it's making me want to own less cars.
Dude, it's
because all of them have problems. And just when you fix one, I'll move on to another car and fix something else. And then I come back and there's a new problem with the car I just fixed. And it's like, it's so frustrating. I mean, you know, all the problems I had with the van, which was like one after another. And they're all dumb problems, but they were all very expensive to fix issues, which is really upsetting. And like the last time it broke, like Zach, the van, the rear diff went, and Zach showed up. And like I was like beside myself. Like, I was just done. And like Zach was looking at me like, bro, like we used to break cars all the time together. Like,
and you're like, but now I have to fix them.
And I was like, he's like, it's fine, we'll fix it. I was like, you don't understand. It's not that it broke, it's that it broke again. It's that it had broken 3 times in a row, and this one broke my will to care.
Yeah, 100%, dude.
But when I removed myself, I love that van. Like that van is it's so good. Like it's one of my top 5 cars. But like recently, it's just betrayed me.
Well, I think
it's such a bummer.
It's funny because I used to sort of like think about or like give you shit that you would only do things for content. And I'd be like, Brian, you'll never get something done unless it's for content. Like you always have to make it work, blah, blah, blah. And then I sort of get it now because it's one of those things where like you just don't have time to do it unless you can do it for work. And I look at some of the guys like Adam and TJ who really have the like car game figured it out. And I'm like, that's kind of where you need to be if you want to have a bunch of cars. Whether you're like, you have to be like wealthy or you have to have a business that you can afford to have these mechanics and people on staff. Cause like TJ has Dylan who rips, but Dylan's the reason why all his cars work, Cause it's like, if you have to like deal with every little piece of shit that goes wrong on the car, it's just like impossible.
Yeah, I have a really hard time like having other people work on my stuff, which like I'm trying to get over.
Yeah, same.
Like I had and a part of it is because I've had a lot of things that I've had other people do, and it still breaks. And it's like I could have done it and have it break. Like I pay you to do it and have it not work.
But here's the thing. So I just made an episode with the 360 that was like pretty much like I built my car and I hate it. But part of the thing was like I have to fix this and I'm never going to do it without making it like work. You know, because it's all like little BS. But I was like, you know what? I'll tell a story about how you try to make cars nice and then they suck. So I was like, but now we'll fix all these little problems.
Yeah. One of the things that's really interesting for me was that, so I would only work on my cars because of content, right? Yeah. And the reason was because I needed a deadline. I needed like a reason to do it. And it's also like a bit of like my like ADHD of like, I need there to be pressure for something to happen. So it was like, the pressure was that had to go out. But at the same time, I also valued all of my builds as being rather low importance at Hoonigan.
Right.
So like I would get all these things started and then I'd be like, yeah, but how important is it that I make another episode on my Audi Coupe? Like that's not like what is driving the channel. Yeah. Like it's these other things that are driving. And then I just ended up with like all these like half projects because I would get like halfway motivated to get them done. And then I would make them part of my job. And then I would I would basically remove the importance level of that job and then never get back to it or never finish it. Yeah, and now I have just like a farm full of broken dreams.
And it's like, I don't know if it takes the excitement away from mods, but it definitely makes them a little bit more stressful. Like I got cams for the VR6 and the Mark II. I got cams, valve springs, a new ring and pinion, all this stuff. And I'm like, when the hell am I going to put these in? Like I pretty much have to pay someone to do it. Otherwise it's never happened.
Because you wouldn't make that for content.
I thought about making an episode like cheap power adders and then doing nitrous or something. But I'm like, do I really want nitrous on it? Or am I just doing that for YouTube? And I'm not willing to build cars.
Can I make a recommendation? Why don't you put all that stuff on your Patreon? I know like you've abandoned your Patreon. I know you haven't really used it much recently, but what if you just made that kind of stuff for like an audience that wants that kind of
I
stuff?
thought about it.
Because I do agree. Like I don't think that the Mark II is like going to do views for the audience you've built on YouTube, but I'm sure there's an audience that wants that.
Yeah. And I was actually, so I just brought on another media person. So Jolly is a big reason why we're able to make such good stuff, but it's obviously a big roadblock that it's just two of us because our schedule is like fully packed. So we never really have time to breathe. So there's never more time to make something else. So Jolly's been a huge help on the channel, but you know, we're just kind of at our limit. So we're bringing someone else on to help kind of shoot and edit and do some social stuff. So I've been thinking about, you know, doing more content and some of it being like really doing like a swing. So like some is like super high production, like really high concepts, good episodes, and then doing some real lo-fi stuff to like do more volume.
Man,
and maybe the lo-fi stuff lives on Patreon, or maybe the lo-fi stuff just takes L's on the like YouTube side of things. I don't really know yet.
Lo-fi stuff is oddly cathartic. You guys all looked at me and were like, why does Scotto care so much about bonus channel? Remember, I used to always want to make stuff for bonus channel, and there's something about like lowering the bar and just getting it out there, like progress over progress.
Well, there's a weird, and not to always bring this back to business stuff, but it's like all I think about is that like there's such a weird world out there because there are volume content creators. Like, I mean, I look at it on Instagram all the time. If you want to grow on Instagram or TikTok, just post a ton, figure out your thing, and then just fucking beat it over the head until you're sick of it.
And then repost it, and post it, and if it's successful, re-edit it and put it back up again.
Dude, you could literally...
Which is disgusting to me.
You go do one thing, make 5 posts out of it, and they're just slightly different. One of them will hit, that's how you grow followers. But then you go to these pages that have millions and millions of followers, and they'll be getting 20,000 views on videos. And you're like, that's disgusting. And it's like oversaturation. And I have this big feeling that I'm sort of sick of the internet. I hate how much content is out there that I'm like, I would rather just like put more effort into like one good post that I think is like good and let that live, you know? And I don't know if it's definitely the bad business model, but I think it's like good for the people that want less garbage.
So,
which is like us, you know, like.
So something I've noticed more and more from you in the past 6 months is like you are moving more and more to like non-modified cars too. Like this is like you said, like your anti-engine swaps, you're like just getting further and further away from that. Is that driven by the same, like, I'm just sick of the internet? Because of obviously you and I made an episode about how
yes
YouTube
and no,
forces that.
because I think part of me is like, I love modified cars. I'll never drive a stock car. Like I have to screw with things. But like I said with the GTIs, like, am I going to put nitrous on it for the internet or for me? And I don't want to build cars that are good for the internet because that's like a quick way to build crap you don't really want. And I only want to build cars that I like because I still really just like love driving cars. And I love cars for what I like about them, not for what I think is a good title or thumbnail. And that's a slippery slope. Like I have no desire to have a 17 turbo Duramax or, whatever, right? Like I just don't care. I just want my little like thing that I find fun to drive. So we've talked about doing the unmodding show. So the newest car that I just purchased is like super modified for what it is. And I'm going to just like put it completely back to stock in an episode.
How excited does that make you?
I'm excited because I got the car for a crazy deal and it's going to be worth like 50% more than I paid for it, with removing like $20,000 in parts, which
so
is
you can
insane.
sell those parts.
Yeah.
And then do you have to go buy a bunch of other
No,
stuff?
it has
to
everything.
return to it?
The dude I bought it from has everything. So it's a really interesting setup, which is like, it's crazy, but it's one of those things that I'm like, I'm excited to do. And then I'm going to mod it because it's going to replace a car that I'm really nervous to sell, but I'm doing it, which is a whole other topic.
Can you just say what it is?
Yeah, I'm going to sell my GT3 RS. It's my absolute dream car, but somewhere along the road in the last 3 or 4 years, cool cars have become commodities, and it's ruined cars for enthusiasts, and it's ruined it for me. And I know it's ruined it for you with cars like the RWB. It's insane to me that cars have gone up so much in value and they have just gone to collectors and not enthusiasts. And not saying that enthusiasts aren't collectors or collectors aren't enthusiasts, but like there used to be days where people bought cars because they just wanted to enjoy them for what they were. And now people are more concerned about like the spec sheet, the history, everything, because they want to know what it's going to be worth in 2 years. And you're like, that's the wrong reason to be into it.
I don't think I ever thought about buying a car going, this is going to be worth something someday.
Yeah.
Right. Instead, I've bought cars because I've thought to myself, I don't want to not be able to afford this one day.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's the difference. Like, I've talked to people who are like, oh, you really should buy, E46s right now because E46 M3s are the next car that's going to pop, or this is the next car that's going to pop. And for me, also because I don't sell cars, I just don't want to not be able to buy it, right?
Yeah.
So, like, I bought that E-Type that I have only because I was watching prices explode, and I was like, there's not that many of them left. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'll never be able to buy one. And this one's super cheap, and I'm willing to put it in a shed and let it sit for 10 years. Because I won't pay what it's going to command in 15 years from now.
Like, I mean, I wanted a GT3 RS, a 997 GT3. I never even thought I'd get an RS, but I was like, I want a 997 GT3 forever. And I never wanted one because I was like, oh, that car, dude, if I buy one in 10 years, it's going to be worth double what I paid. Yep. Like, I never thought about it. It was just like, it's a car I really want. And
it's one of the greatest 911s ever been.
Yeah, for sure. And then I bought mine and I was like, holy shit, I can't believe I got this. And I got it for a good deal. And then like my house and that car, the two things I bought that like were incredible timing. Like you couldn't make it up. I bought that car and literally every single month I would see another one that comes up for 50 grand more, 70 grand more, 100 grand more, 150 grand more, $200,000 more than I paid for it. You're like, what is going on here? And it stripped away all the fun that I had. Like when I bought that car, I put thousands of miles on it. I took it to the track a bunch, and then it started getting more expensive and I started thinking about it more. And you're like, you're going to go out and drive it. You're like, am I really going to go park it? What's that parking situation like there? You take it to the track. You're like, oh, I can't afford to crash this thing. Like it just removed a lot of the fun for me. And I don't know if it's because I'm not rich enough to be able to be out like cruising a $300,000 car around, but like, it just feels stupid.
Yeah, no, valuable cars are like so done for me. I'm just over it. Like I like shit boxes, and it's not that I like shit boxes because I think for a long time, and I'm happy to have you come to this side. Like as I'm coming to the more practical car like ownership of your side, you're coming to this side of me because I think you used to always be like, Scotto likes shit boxes because it's part of his identity and his personality. He loves being poor, right? Because he can't forget that he came from poor roots.
Gotta walk to school both uphill both ways in the snow in Queens.
And there's a bit of that for me that like it was hard. It's hard for me to realize like I'm not still in the place I grew up in, right? And like that's always like it's the person who made me, so like it's a big part of the identity, or it's the place that made me, so it's a big part of my identity. But I also just worry a lot about that. And like when I bought this 911, I got it super cheap. It wasn't an expensive car at all.
You paid 35 grand.
35 grand for it with 30,000 miles on it.
That's an insane. Like,
it was
unbelievable.
It was incredible, right? Cars were 10x, right?
Yeah.
And I remember after we did the RWB stuff, I was driving. We were driving home in the snow, and my side mirror popped out and started smashing along the side of the car. And I like reached out and grabbed it and just pulled it out, right? Like the actual mirror, like not the housing, but the glass fell out. And like, we're driving in snow. So I'm like driving on like, our compounds. I'm like trying not to crash the car, pull the mirror off. And then I didn't replace it for like 5 years.
I remember that.
Because when I looked up the cost of the mirror, it was like $135. I came from Volkswagens. That's a $19 part, my friend.
Yeah.
$19. I wasn't going to pay that. When I finally went to go replace it, it was $575 for the same mirror that was 100 and whatever 25 5 years earlier. And that was this realization that not only was the car so expensive that if I totally wrote it off, I wouldn't be able to replace it. But it's actually gotten to the point that even if I break little things, it's like way too expensive to drive.
It's crazy.
And like it just wasn't fun.
Yeah, I don't know. I like I don't want to say I like expensive cars, but it's like I still like cars.
No,
in a
you got
kinda
rich taste. It's okay.
Higher. Yeah, it's fine. I mean, look, I'm a dude who never thought I'd be able to own some of the shit I have, so I'm
I
like,
get it.
I'm fully enjoying it. But there's just something about like precious cars and things that feel like,
Right.
you know, like the 360 is probably worth $100,000, but I'm like, I don't give a fuck about it because it's like it's super easily replaceable.
Right.
It's been repainted a bunch. It's kind of went through all of its crap, so I don't really care. Whereas like the 3RS feels like people are treating these things like they're bars of gold, and I'm like, I should probably just get rid of this because like I use it like a car.
Every time I get out and I drive the 911, I'm always like, why? And then you know this because you're in the group chat. I'm always like, why don't I drive this more? Like, this thing is so good.
Yeah.
But I definitely think about it. Like, I'll just be sitting in an intersection. I'll be like, if someone just came through this intersection right now and plowed into this car, like, this would just suck.
Yeah, dude.
Well, for two reasons. One, even if the insurance company gave me the money, I don't think I would buy another one.
No,
I don't think I could hand someone a check for what this car is worth and be like, I want you to trade this money for that car.
Yeah.
Like,
so once it's over, it's over.
I just couldn't do it. And also it's like, if I'm driving this thing and there's a slight noise, I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
The transmission could fall out of the Rabbit. I would pull off the side of the road, call someone to bring the tools and fix it and drive it home.
Yeah.
Like, no noise in my shitty cars bothers me. Any noise in my new cars is like full on anxiety.
Yeah, it's
not new
rough.
Cars, my expensive cars.
No, it's rough. I don't know. It's sort of changed for me. I'm kind of bummed about it because I'm like, I'm getting an astronomical amount of money for it, and I'm still sad. And I'm like, you know me, I'm like, I would sell my soul.
Well, you used to trip that I didn't sell the RWB. Because when it started to go up, you're like, I don't know how you could, like, that's the flip of the century.
Yeah, like if I
flip
paid,
of the century.
If I paid $35,000 for a car that was worth hundreds of thousands of dollars now, I was always like, I would have a raging hard on to sell it. And now I'm in the same position, and I'm like, I don't know.
It's because you won't replace it.
I won't. Well, I will, but with a lesser version of it. But which I'm like probably fine with, but
maybe not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
knows? We'll see how that
vainness
works
inside of me is like the vanity inside me is like, well, I care that it doesn't have like an RS badge.
So let me ask a question. How much of that car to you is about owning the car versus like a goal attachment? Like buying that car, is it just like, oh, I always wanted a GT3 RS and then I got one and that's really cool? Or is there an element of this car is associated with something like I worked really hard for and like I was able to achieve?
Yeah, I think both. I mean, like I said, I never even thought I would own one. So it was like, I never grew up with like posters of cars I wanted on my wall. I had like an IROC Z and like a fucking Beretta GTZ.
Of course
like,
you're Italian.
just like garbage. Like I grew up liking garbage. So the fact that I got something that incredible was like mind blowing. So it's like one of those things where, yeah, it's really hard for me to emotionally detach from it. But at the same time, I'm like, if I don't fucking enjoy it, then what am I doing?
Yeah.
You know, because Amy would always tell me, she's like, well, don't sell it if you don't need the money or you don't have a good use for the money.
Yeah.
But then one day she was also like, I don't know, do you really like enjoy this? She's like, it seems like it just stresses you out more than you really love it. And I'm like, kinda. Because like we'll go out, right? Go to the mountains, go to Angeles Crest, whatever. You go for a drive, and then it's like, oh, you want to grab food? I'm like, yeah, sure. And then we pull up, and I'm like, fuck, like this parking lot sucks. Like I don't want to park this in here, you know? Like, and you're like tripping about it. It's so late. I kind of hate that. Like I hate things you have to worry about.
It's funny because I know there's definitely people who are listening right now who are like, if I fucking own that, I would just drive the shit out of it,
and I do,
and I wouldn't care. And you do for a little bit, but then you do care.
You
like
do. You have to care.
Yeah.
Like you can't. That's what I mean. Like the dude I'm selling it to is like wealthy.
Yeah.
Like
he could do whatever.
I'm sure it'll end up street parked in fucking Century City and like no one cares about it. But like, you know, there's levels.
And he has a mechanic that fixes it.
There's levels to it. I'm not on that level. So, and I don't want to be. And I don't think I would ever be because I'm kind of like, I treat things really precious, you know, like I take care of stuff too much.
Yeah, for me, my 911 is like a forever car. I don't ever see selling it. I always tell people if I'm selling it, check on me because there's something bad. And it's not even that because I drive it all the time. It's just like it's something I always wanted, and I would never replace it.
Yeah,
like I just couldn't trade money for what it's worth today. Like it's just not it. But like the Ferrari, because like Ashley was like on me a while back to sell the Ferrari. She's like, just sell it. Like you don't drive it. We could use the money. And I explained to her, I was like, you got to understand, like I sold my company and got kind of fucked in the way that rolled out. And like the one nice thing I bought for myself was the Ferrari. So like it's this weird, like, so I have like a different relationship with the Ferrari. Like it's not just the car. Like I enjoy driving it. Now it's got air conditioning, which is sick. Although it's winter, it doesn't really matter anymore, but hey, it's there. Door handle works again, you know, serviced all those things. Like it sounds fantastic.
Yeah, it's the greatest car for those
sounds
things.
fantastic. I will admit, I when I'm driving around in it, I feel like I'm wearing like something too trendy. Like I feel like I'm wearing like I feel like I'm a 46-year-old man wearing Jinkos again because they're back in style.
Yeah,
it feels not me, but at the same time the car means something to me for like a sentimental value, which is weird because it's not even sentimental. It's like it's this weird, like I sold my company and I traded it for like a subpar Ferrari.
Yo, 360s are going to come up hard, but
I keep believing you on that.
I don't think prices. I just mean in like sentiment, and
I agree.
Like,
I think that's true.
What am I looking for? Like the presence in the scene will come up.
I actually think as more people do cool things with them and mod them and paint them blue, I think actually the more they're catching attention, which is the same thing that happened to 911.
Yeah, I think I don't know if they're going to become super expensive because they made like 15,000 360s. So there's a lot of them out there. But I do think people will start being like, well, I'm kind of priced out of a 911, so maybe buy this stupid Italian car.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's the same thing.
For the same price as like a Mark IV Supra.
Yeah. If you're into cars and you can't work on them, they're going to be expensive. So I think the Ferrari will be slightly more expensive until there's like indie shops that work on them for sort of cheap. But, you know, like, I mean, we all learned how to work on cars because we didn't want to pay people to work on them.
Yeah.
You know, so like,
I will say though, I'm still impressed to watch you work on your Ferrari because like I still get like Agito working on that thing. I'm like, I don't really want to fuck with that.
I mean, I don't want to fuck with it anymore. It was fun at first. You know, it was interesting because I was like, ah, man, am I in this weird lane where now I am the cheap supercar guy that like treats them like normal cars? So for a while, I was like, my next project in 2026 is going to be a Gallardo. I'll buy a Gallardo, I'll manual swap it, twin turbo it, drive it every day, do the whole thing. And then I'm like, I was just looking at a Gallardo last night and I was like, I think it's fucking ugly. I was like, I'm like, am I gonna like, do I really want that? Like, I don't even know.
Do you think they're ugly?
I think they're kind of ugly. I like the Super Leggera.
Yeah.
And I think they could look cool, obviously. But I was like, I don't know. It's kind of ugly. I don't know if I like V10s that much. I feel like I want a V8 or a V12. But like
such a Ferrari guy thing to say.
I don't know. V10s don't sound that cool to me. Like R8s and shit. I don't know. Huracans?
They can sound cool.
They can, yeah.
I don't know. It depends on what. I mean, you say that, but like one of the best sounding cars is the V10 and M5. Shitty car, but like that is a fantastic sounding car.
Yeah, maybe.
It can sound like an F1 car with the right exhaust.
But yeah, so that was my dilemma. I was like, am I going to try to be this cheap supercar guy? I'm not sure if that's the route I want to go.
I like the Gallardo, but mostly because that was the Lamborghini of choice when I was a journalist. So it's like one of the first super cool cars I got to drive. I mean, I had Tony Harmer and I drove a convertible one around Queens for like an entire night, mostly because the convertible top broke.
Was it orange?
No, it was. I had an orange one too.
Yeah. But I remember a picture of an orange one in front of a brick, really crappy looking house.
I think that's actually the white one that we had, but we had an orange one as well, but the white one, the convertible top broke, and we left it street parked with the top down. Because we were like, I don't know, maybe no one will take it. But like, it eventually got to the point it was like 5:30 in the morning, and I was exhausted. I was like, I gotta go to bed. But like, we just drove around. I think we went through like 5 tanks of gas,
that's
just
incredible.
Like cruising Queens.
Which as a
Lamborghini.
kid, that's the coolest thing you could ever do.
I went to Rosa's Pizza. These guys who'd been working at this pizzeria since I was at like 5 never paid attention to me ever. I pulled the Lambo outside. These guys were like, "Hey, it's you! You come back to the neighborhood. We love you. Oh, how's your mother been?" I'm like, "Well, for the fuck, I've come in here for 25 years. I don't even get a nod, and now I show up in the Lamborghini.
Yeah, they think you're gonna give them a tip for the calzone.
Yeah,
now.
Like, no, I don't even get that. It's just that it's that Italian love. Like you like, you speak our language now. Yeah, I'm like, all right, whatever. I was just tan enough to fit in. So the Gallardo's in or the Gallardo's out?
I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I think I'm going to do the series that we talked about it. I just have to like commit to doing it where I do like 50% off your dream car and do Civic to Lamborghini in
Yeah.
a year, like within a year. Because
The paperclip idea.
Yeah, I see a lot of these like YouTubers trying to do this, but it's all bullshit. Because they'll be like, "Oh, we're gonna do like, you know, paperclip to supercar in 7 days," and I'm like, "No, you're not. Like, it's just not possible. Maybe you do it in 7 videos that you shoot over the course of a year, but you're not doing it in 7 days." And I think the way I would do it is like start with a Civic, and then some episodes I'll go through like 2 or 3 cars. Some episodes I'll go through 1 car, but I'll kind of like teach a lesson for each episode and be like, this episode, you know, the lesson is like always buy top spec cars. Like don't buy a Civic, buy a Civic Si. Don't buy a WRX, buy an STI. Don't buy a fucking whatever, right? Because that like there's always demand for the top level car. And then the next one would be like, don't buy cars with X, or like, you know, here's ways that you can like unmod cars to make money, or whatever, right? And because like I think a lot of people don't get it, because once you get to a certain threshold, like let's say like 70 grand, now it's like people do like paint meter readings and they do PPIs and they do all this stuff. So you have to be way more aware of like what you're buying and things like that. So I think I could try to handle it like that, but I would essentially want to like do this whole path to get a Lamborghini of any kind, and then I don't know, maybe like sell it or give it away or something.
Like just to get it, just so you could do it.
Yeah, just to do it, because I don't like. I look at a Gallardo as a car that's like cool, and I would love to drive one for like a couple months, but I don't see it being a long-term ownership, like keeping it in the fleet type of thing. Like how I feel about the 360, but it'd be cool to do. And a lot of like what I want, like I just got my dealer plates today, but a lot of what I want to do is like, dude, I just want to experience cars.
Yeah,
Even some that I don't care to keep forever. Like I still like, I want to own a fucking Gallardo for 2 months, you know, but I don't know if I really want to keep one forever, you know?
See, that's the difference between you and I, because I couldn't do that. Like once it's in my possession, I like have such a hard time letting go of it. I fall in love with the dumbest
but I think
of things.
the reason why I was like that, I think it goes way back, but my dad always had, he worked at a car dealership and he always had demo cars. So he would have a new car for like a couple weeks at a time. And that was cool as a kid, even though it's always just like Berettas and Luminas and whatever, Cavaliers and stuff. But then for me growing up, I never had money. So I was always like, how do I get from one car to another? And it was always like, buy this, like drive it for a bit, sell it, move on. So I've just like gotten really accustomed to not caring.
Yeah.
You know, like, or not caring, but just being like, hey, this is just part of the process. And I think that's why the RS sale is weird for me, because I'm like, I'm kind of at the top for me.
Do you have any regrets of cars you've sold? And not because you could have held on to them for longer and made more money, because that's like not a good do you have any cars where you're like, oh, I wish I never sold that. I wish I kept that.
FDRX7, the yellow one I had, was perfect.
Oh yeah, I forgot you had
that car was incredible. It's like the most.
Why did you sell it?
Because I started the channel and I had all these finished cars and projects. And I was like, well, I kind of need something like new to do. So I was like, what can I sell? Realistically, the smart thing to do would have been just ditch that stupid E36 race car I had and the drift car. But at the time, I was like, I need these. So I kept them and I sold the FD, and I regret that.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That was a good car. Set up really well. It was like the perfect color. They only made 350 of those. So like super rare, no sunroof. I never really bought modded cars before, and I bought that one fully modified, and it was perfect.
Just done right.
Oh, it's like done. Actually, I think it was done better than I would have done it, because it was done with like an older guy build it, and he was very he was reserved. You know, for me, I always go overboard because I'm dumb, and I'm like, I would have been like, I need a Bridgeport and a bigger turbo and nonsense, and he did like a moderate sized turbo and a stock engine, and like it was perfect.
I don't even know how to spell restraint.
Yeah, like I'm just dumb. I'm just like, I'm like, oh, you got to do the crazier one. Even though you regret it in the end, you know, you do it, then you're like, why'd I put this turbo on it? It's like, this is laggy and stupid.
I have like a hard time keeping up with your cars because they move in and out so much. Like the other day, we caught coffee, and like the whole time I was looking out the window. I'm like, oh, I wonder who Sylvia that is. Completely didn't realize it was yours until you left and got in it. I was like, oh, right. I just had figured you'd sold that.
No,
it had been long enough. Like you'd owned it for like 6 or 7 months, right?
Almost a year. No, yeah, like I guess like 8 months.
Yeah.
But yeah, I bought it as a drift car. I want to have a drift car, and it's fun.
You
So
sold
it's
the Evo, right?
Yeah, I sold the Evo.
Yeah.
That car ruled, but I made a mistake when I bought it. So that car, Andrea sold it to Adam LZ. I was going to buy it from Andrea, but I slept on it. And Adam bought it. And I thought I asked Adam. I thought I asked Andrea if it had air conditioning. He said yes, but I never asked him. And the car was left-hand drive converted, and it had a big turbo kit on it where it like went. You'd have to change everything to put AC back in this car. So I was like, fuck. So I sold it to a guy on the East Coast who didn't care. Yeah, that thing was cool.
Would you get another one of those?
I would. I really like Evos. Yeah. Evos are amazing. So I would get another Evo and like build it properly down the line. Yeah, for sure. Those two cars definitely miss a lot, but it is what it is.
Anything else?
I really want another Mark IV Supra. I bought a modded Mark IV Supra. And
I didn't think you liked the Supra.
Mine was terrible. So I bought a car, not terrible, but I bought a car. It was fully modified. So it was a NA 5-speed converted to turbo 6-speed. Had a T56 conversion. It had a 4.88 rear. It had a huge single turbo, big cams. Like it was just kind of like lazy and like built in a way where I didn't really like it. And I was like, what am I going to do? I'm going to like unbuild this thing and then start over again. It's like so stupid. So Jamo bought it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And Jamo unbuilt it, and then now it makes 1,500 horsepower.
Of course it does.
Yeah.
Have you spoken to Jamo much lately?
Dude, he's moving out here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I was with Soupy the other day, and which is so random. But so yeah, Soupy said Jamo's moving out here. They're getting a shop out here.
Well, Soupy was at my birthday party.
Yeah.
I was like, looking at a list of people. I'm like, who should I invite out? I'm like, I haven't seen Soupy in a while. I showed up with the whole family.
I love Soupy.
Great to see him.
Yeah.
Soupy is so awesome in a non-work environment.
Yeah. As long as he doesn't hate you, he's great.
Yeah. Soupy's great. So.
Yeah, so I guess my thing with the whole car sale thing is I was just like, when do you think cars became more of a commodity than they did the experience?
COVID.
Was it COVID?
I think,
was it because it wasn't before COVID? It wasn't really like that, right?
I think that Bring a Trailer started it. I think it brought like this easy button to people who were on the outside who could go and just really like have that be like their only window into the community and read the comments and read the posts and
I guess it is entertaining to see like what things sell
it's fun.
for.
Like it's fun to like bid on stuff and do all that. You can get caught up in the bidding, and then I think things got really out of control during COVID because people were sitting home. I don't know how people had disposable income during COVID, but apparently they did. Everyone talks about stimulus checks. It's like it was like a total of $3,000. That ain't making you buy a thing. That ain't making you overspend on a GTR. Like that's on some other level.
I was like, is it just business owners that got the PPP loans and then we're just like dumping them?
Yeah, good
you know, because I'm like, who the hell had all this money? I didn't get it.
Yeah. We used the PPE loan to actually pay you guys.
So yeah, I know. I was like,
go buy cars.
I was like stoked I had a job. I was
but I think that was like just things peaked, man. It was crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, just like the stuff was nuts. Like I remember I sold my Cayenne GTS. I bought that car for $21,000 and I sold it for $36,000,
which is crazy.
Like 8 months later.
In COVID, same story. I bought my E92 M3, $24,000.
Yeah.
Slick top, carbon roof, single hump, 6-speed, whatever. Like 40,000 miles. Paid 24. Drove it for like a year and a half, 2 years. And in COVID, I sold it for 42 stock.
All right, here's a question for you. What's worse for car community right now? Collectors or takeovers?
Takeovers. But you know what's funny is at least takeovers you could get into cheap. Like you could get into a takeover for nothing. You just have to steal a Hellcat, which costs like pretty much like
nothing. Yeah.
You just have to buy that dongle thing off Amazon, steal a Hellcat, buy some nitrous that you huff, and like go blast it and hope you don't get arrested. Whereas like car collectors are just like, now you can't, you've been working hard your whole life. Oh, you've really been working towards this goal? Well, good luck. Now go buy an old
you
Civic.
had a poster your whole life on Porsches. You wrote your 8th grade essay on how you wanted to own a 911. Nope. Because I belong to a private equity company and crushed a bunch of people's lives, and now I'm going to use that money to buy myself 5 911s.
Like you're talking about a car that was worth 10 grand and then like magically grew a zero, and you're like, it's not any cooler. It's just like it's insane.
Well, what was the whole R30? Was a R33 or an R34 that like was a bring a trailer car that went for like, I don't know.
Oh, the ones where the two drunk guys bid on it.
Yeah.
Raise the
It was
market?
basically
Yeah.
just two money guys who were just like fighting with each other.
Yeah, there's an R33 GTR.
Yeah, and it like ran the market up on all the cars, and everybody was then speculating off of the sale of that car. And it's like, no, it was just two rich guys having a fucking dick measuring contest.
Well, I think car dealers are doing this now. There's like, you know, there's a handful of dealerships that all sell the same type of cars.
Mm-hmm.
So they have a vested interest in raising the market on these cars. And they could do it because you could even buy and sell a car through a public auction, like Bring a Trailer, right? And they cap fees at like $7,500.
Oh, yeah.
So if you're willing to take a $7,500 loss a couple times to raise a market of cars that you can control by hundreds of thousands of dollars, like that's just cost of doing business. And I see it happen. I mean, the cost of Ferraris, special Ferraris, Scuds, Stradales, Speciales, they went up over 100% in the last months. Like a Scud was 200 grand, 250 grand in January of this year. Now, the shittiest one is $500,000. You're like, that's how many percent? That's like 250% more. It's crazy. Like, and it all happened so quick.
It happened when the word spec entered the automotive lexicon. Fuck spec.
Yeah, fuck
like,
spec.
come talk to me about, oh, it's a perfect spec. It's a perfect spec. Like, no, you could change the spec if you want. Like, oh, you wanted like purple interior? You could do that too if you wanted to. But like, no, but it came that way. It was perfect spec.
Well, that's
just reason for like a bunch of Porsche guys to sit around and be like, well, mine's one of 9. It's one of 9. It's one of 9 that's brown with this weird shifter in it, and it doesn't have this feature. Like,
because I watched the market on.
Granted, my car was a cool spec. It did come with red interior.
Yeah, white on red is a great spec.
Yeah.
So I watched the market on these 997s because, you know, I'm curious. And recently one sold for $420,000 because it had a certain package that the stickers that are normally red, you know, all the red crap all over the car.
Okay.
The mirrors, the winglets, the stickers, the front.
Yeah.
That was black. I currently have a car with black stickers on it. I bought those stickers for $200.
But they're not original spec. It's not on the window sticker.
Yeah, if you decode my car, it's originally a gray black with red. So it's not worth as much.
Like,
that's a crazy move.
But like, this to me is something that I do not understand as like a car guy. Like, this is like outside of my care for cars. Like, there's certain things I understand. For example, this car was owned by this race car driver and raced at Le Mans. That car is more special because it has a history of doing something really rad, right? Like, that is the definition of provenance, right? Like, that is it, right? But your car left the factory with a slightly different option, and like suddenly that's worth $100,000 more.
It's
like,
insane.
I don't understand that on the same level. Like,
and
I get like certain colors are more valuable.
Yeah.
Like, I really like B7 RS4s. The yellow ones are 20 grand more than the black ones. I get it because it's just more desirable. But some of this other stuff is like, it's just it's not even an attractive spec.
No.
It's like green interior on an orange car, but like people are like, oh, there was only one of one. Like, there's a reason it's fucking gross.
There's the one thing I could appreciate about it is that it's almost as lame as forum days because you're literally trying to impress the like 14 people who get it. You know, like the guy who spent 400 grand on the car with black stickers, like me, Pat, and like 17 other guys know that. No one else would know. Everyone else would just be like, oh yeah, don't they usually have red? Or like, what is, oh cool, nice.
Cool, you made black stickers for your
nice car.
Nice
like,
work.
they're not even going to know the difference, you know? So I think it is funny in some ways to like, you're really doing it because like you care that much about that little
difference
world.
Between that and Volkswagen guys and shave markers and Audi door handles is that they put the work in to make it cool.
Yeah.
So it's like an artistic nuance where you just paid more money for something that you thought was
Yeah, and I mean, I don't get it because like my dad's car, right? I just built his Chevelle, and like when you're under it, the whole underbody's red. So I was like, Dad, is this car red or is it original green? He's like, no, it's original green. I'm like, are you sure? He's like, I think so. But it's like, I don't think it matters. You know, you're like a car just
but that's like the matching numbers thing.
Yeah,
that's like, oh, it's a matching numbers car. Like that to me is a different enthusiast than I am. Right? Like for me, it's like I think modifying cars are cool. I think driving cars are cool. I like collecting cars for the future intent of modifying or driving.
Right. Yeah.
I don't like collecting cars for the future intent of selling them.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Same.
Like if everything goes well in my life, Hudson will sell my 911 for me because I'll be dead.
Right.
Right. Like I don't want to have to sell it. Like I don't want to be in a position to have to sell it.
Right. Right.
Because so to me, it's still worth 35 grand.
Right. Or it's not worth anything because you're not going to sell it.
Because I'm not going to sell it.
Yeah.
Right. But like buying something to just worry about what it's worth to go sell.
Right. Yeah. That's a weird one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because selling cars is like a part of what I do to get into the cars I want to drive. But I can't say I always enjoy like getting rid of stuff. You know?
But you do enjoy a good come up.
Oh yeah, of course.
Like
Something about it is great.
What's better for you, the actual experience of owning a car or a really good come up?
Depends on the car. So I bought that E30 M3 and it was a car I always wanted and always kind of idolized. And I bought it and I drove it and I was like, oof.
Do you mind me asking what you sold it for?
I don't know if I should say it for him, but I sold it for 75 grand.
Okay.
Yeah. 75 grand is a lot of money.
I passed on one for $5,000.
Yeah, these cars were dirt
so
cheap.
crazy what they were.
So that car, I bought it. I was like, oh my God, it's the coolest looking car ever. Like we bought it the same night. I looked at a GTR for a friend and she bought that car. So like we picked them up and like, you know, a bunch of us went out to dinner and we're like, damn, R32 GTR, E30 M3. Like this is incredible. Look at it in my garage. Amazing. Drive it. I'm like, this car kind of is really boring. So I immediately go home and I'm like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? And I'm like, S54 swap, you know, run a 6-speed, do this, do that. And I'm starting to like build this car in my head. And I'm like, I kind of hate the seats. I'm going to put like a bucket seat in it and retrim it. And then, oh yeah, the steering wheel sucks. Put a smaller steering wheel in it. And you're like, wow, this is not a project that I really signed up for, like impulsively buying this car.
Here it is, another story time interruption brought to you by my good friends at FCP Euro. But I must say, today's a bit more of a confession. As some of you know, I have a lot of cars, 26, and I can't really buy anymore. But that doesn't stop me from wanting. I don't know how to stop the wanting. But what I've done is I've figured out this thing. It's like paper building. It's like, think of what like fantasy football is for like guys who can't run anymore. I'm not really sure. I'm not into stick and ball sports. But this is fantasy project carring, right? Fantasy project car builds. I go on to fcpeuro.com, you know, after I spend a good 2 to 3 hours on Marketplace finding what car maybe I might buy. It could be something like kind of like rare, like an old Volvo, or something, you know, standard for me, like an old Audi, or it could be something kind of taboo that I don't tell my friends about, like an old BMW. And then I head on over fcpeuro.com and I just drop down that menu and I just look through all of the things. Cooling system, yep. Brakes, yep. I just fill the whole thing up until there's really nothing left in the car that I don't need. And from there, I start to actually think, you know what? Maybe this isn't a fantasy anymore. Maybe I really do need this car. Because, you know, prices are pretty damn good at FCP Euro. I could buy this car, buy all these parts, and honestly, it's a better deal than if I bought an already running car. That's right. FCP Euro will make your crazy project car ideas a possible reality. And that's one reason to head on over fcpeuro.com to get all those parts for your Euro car and hopefully get it back on the road one day. I'm still hoping. Anyway, I'm going to go buy that car.
You signed up for, like impulsively buying this car. So I was like, and then I made a video about it and people were like, don't swap it, don't S54 swap it, keep it pure, this and that. And I was like, well, I don't really like it with the S14. And I was like, you know what? Selling this car will be good. Like, I don't need a project right now. And someone else will love this thing for exactly what it is. And that come up made me like super stoked because I was like, I made money getting to own a car that I always loved. And someone else gets something that they're going to keep and enjoy and whatever. So like that come up made me more stoked than the car, but usually it's the car.
So I'm about to embark on cutting down my collection.
Ooh.
So I'm at 20...
insane.
4
insane.
to 26
Doesn't matter.
cars.
It's insane. Yeah.
I'm not really sure. It's
it's
some
crazy.
insane number. I probably have more cars running now and like actually like on the street and operational than I've ever had in my life.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to realize like there's just not enough days in the week.
Can
to,
I build your
cars.
car collection for the people and they could agree? Okay. Here's Brian's
I mean, no,
car
but go
collection
ahead.
and doesn't need anything else. You get a daily and Ashley gets a daily. I don't care what those are.
Okay.
Make them whatever you want. Okay. RWB,
Okay.
Nova, Runner,
Okay.
Rabbit.
Okay. Got 2 left.
The van, because you got to have a van.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
And that's really it.
RS2.
Oh, fuck, the RS2. Put van in the daily category and move the RS2 in. Yeah. So RWB, Nova, Rabbit, RS2. That's
it. That's all you would keep.
I would sell the 360. I know you got a story about it, so whatever,
that's
keep
fine,
it.
that's fine.
But I don't think you care about it that much. But that I think is like 4 really sick cars that all provide really different experiences.
That's probably pretty good. That's a pretty good collection.
And then you get your daily that you get to like be like, oh, I got 600 horsepower.
So sell the Coupe Quattro. Sell the Coupe Project.
Forgot about that, but yeah. Or just, what's a display thing?
Just leave it at
It's just a
DPI
display thing,
forever.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think any of my other cars excite you. So like that's an easy one for you.
No.
Like Mark III Synchro, you don't care about. My other
distraction.
rabbits, my other rabbits, you don't care about.
They're all redundant.
My Quantum, you don't care about.
No, because here's the thing. You have
Rail car, you
Like,
definitely don't care
the
about.
RS2 is the same as the VR Synchro, except it's better.
They're right. That's true.
You know,
That's true.
It just looks different.
Yeah.
The Rabbit is the same as the other 7 Rabbits. You know,
True.
the RWB is your hero car, and the Nova is like something that has a lot of sentimental value that you built, and it's really cool.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
And I think if you spent any energy on that car, you could make it a really good car that you can like drive everywhere.
It was already getting pretty good.
Yeah,
So
but it's like you have 20 other cars, and you just don't even think about the Nova. We didn't even see it last time we were at the shop. At your
it's
farm.
down in the lower sheds now.
Oh,
The
that's
farm.
right. Yeah.
Yeah. You're like, oh, it's been demoted because
Yeah,
it
it's
was
been
in
demoted.
the main garage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that would be my thing. I think, and I'm be curious to see what the audience thinks, but I think you whittle it down to a couple like really special cars, and then maybe you'll finish the Coupe Quattro one day because you'll have time when all the other stuff just like works.
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do because like 4 is just, I mean, it's making me feel uncomfortable right now. Like,
Well, 4 plus 2 dailies, so it's 6.
yeah, still,
And then a
6 is-
long-term project car, so it's this Coupe Quattro, so it's 7. That's 7 vehicles.
I'm thinking 10 is like an approachable number for me. Oh, we're talking
stage 1 reduction.
Stage one.
Yeah,
Stage one. This
one.
is like stage 1. Like you can't. It's like,
Well, the good thing is like
you know, it's like an alcoholic like stops drinking alcohol
Yeah.
right away and then they get sick, right?
Well, I was gonna say, like,
It's
when
like
you're
that.
when you're obese, you could lose a lot of weight fast. So you trim off 15 cars
Yeah,
right off
boom,
the rip.
right at the first, and
Yeah.
then start narrowing it down. But
Okay.
but I think there's like a process to get through it. So I'm gonna walk you through it because like you are the most opposite from me, right? Like you have a very different way of
Yeah.
looking at cars. Like
Dude.
although we own very similar cars.
Yeah.
Like you have a 911, I have a 911. You have a Ferrari 360, I have a Ferrari 360. You have a Volkswagen GTI, I have similar Rabbit.
Yeah,
like
wagons.
wagons. You have
Yeah.
wagons, I have wagons.
Yeah.
Right? Like we have very similar tastes, but at the same time would never own each other's cars, which is so
Yeah,
weird.
yeah.
But here's how I see the breakdown, or how I'm going to do this. One, it has to be for content, because I'm not motivated to do it otherwise. Because I'll get into like a manic mode where I'm like, yeah, I want to sell all my stuff, but then like I don't see through it because like I get to then all of a sudden like 2 weeks later like everything's fine again and I don't feel like I need to sell my stuff anymore, right? So I think like sort of making that commitment, because I have realized, and I'll back this up a little bit, I have realized that like I have anxiety around having so many cars.
Yeah.
Like I don't know where, like sometimes I'm like, oh shit, like yo, that F600 I own, like it's been in storage at what's his face at Max's South County, and like he charges me every month for it. It's not like it's there for free. Like
Yeah.
I've spent
geez.
thousands of dollars on that car just sitting there. I could move it to my farm. I have room at my
It's just
farm.
a lot of work.
But it's just a lot of work, so I haven't done it. And every month passes, and I'm like, oh, that's another couple $100 gone.
Same,
So like
yeah.
it's things like that. But here's what I want to do. I want to take my 25 cars, and I'm going to basically break it into like 3 buckets, and each car goes into one of those buckets, right? So the first bucket is, this is a keeper, right? And if it's a keeper, I need to treat it like it's a keeper. So like, for example, RWB is a keeper. The RWB needs a headliner.
Yeah.
Like I should finish that. Like
Yeah.
that's something that's not done. There's like a few other like little things. RWB needs red wheels again. Like RWB needs a couple things. I should go get those things sorted, right? And then that like stays in the keeper category. Then there's other cars that are like they're not keepers, but I haven't experienced them yet.
Right.
Like I bought them because I had this massive project in mind and I want to experience them, but like I haven't gotten to experience them in the way
What's
that
one
I wanted.
car in that category?
Probably my S8. Like I don't know if I think if you were to make me play the game of like this versus that in cars and you're like, okay, RS2 or S8, it's the RS2.
Yeah.
Right? Like hands down,
Yeah,
RS2.
yeah.
So I had to make that choice. The S8 has to go. But I really want to do the manual swap in it. Like I really want to go experience that as a manual.
I think you
S8
should because...
And then go sell it.
I think you should because I think the second you drive a manual swapped S8, you're going to be like, okay.
It's funny because I was
like, I can't imagine that car being that exciting.
I was talking to Whipple last night and he's like, everyone I know who has 6-speed swapped a D2 S8 has sold it like 3 months later. Because I think we all think it's going to be this thing.
Yeah.
And it's just not.
And then it's just a big manual car that's like good.
Yeah, it's like 69 as a kid. Like when you're a teenager, you're like, I can't wait to 6'9" with a girl. And then you do it. And you're like, this isn't really that great. Like there's so
I'm going to disagree with you there, but that's not this type of podcast.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe there's a couple other things that fall in that line. I just think it's one of those things you're like, it's just not as good. It's just not as good. Like you thought it was going to be better than it was. I don't know. Maybe I'm doing it wrong.
I mean, look, I do that too. With cars all the time. And that's why I was nervous about doing the E30 project, like balls to the wall right off the bat with a car I wasn't that excited with. Because I was like, what if I do this whole fucking project that cost me thousands of dollars and months of my time? And then I'm like, it wasn't that good. Maybe I shouldn't have started.
And then the last bucket is just give the fuck up and get rid of it.
Yeah.
Like cars that like I will probably that they don't end up being finished and becoming keepers. They end up getting finished and ending up in the like I just want to experience it bucket. But the reality is like it's never gonna get there.
So that's actually interesting because the I want to experience it bucket. I think, and I've learned recently, is like cars like my Evo, the yellow one, or the FD have been imprinted in my brain as some of the most amazing cars ever because I bought ones that were like pretty turnkey. Like I changed little things on them, but I was able to just like go out and experience them right away. So you're like, wow, this is a great car. And then you move on. So it's almost like if I had a suggestion for a guy like you who like has ways to make money and stuff, it would be sell the D2 S8 as is. And then one day just buy a manual one, drive it for a little bit and get rid of it.
Yeah. You know what it is though, is part of the experience for me is doing it. Even if I hate the process, even if in the end I pay Mongo to do it, there's something about the building it like under my own terms.
No, I get it. It's hard to swallow, but sometimes you're like, the path to getting to the experience is so long.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying that I'm not right, but that's okay with me.
I get that. Yeah.
Like I understand my own affliction.
Yeah.
But it's just part of it. I don't know. Because I daydream about building cars that I'm embarrassed to tell you guys about. Like
I know.
Because I have all these really cool cars. Right, because like if you were to inherit my collection, I know exactly what you would do. You'd fix the Nova. You'd probably sell everything else off, right? And
no, I'd keep the 360, the RS2. I'd keep all the cars I mentioned.
Yeah. So you'd keep the main collection, right?
Yeah.
But for me, I don't actually sit around thinking about those cars. I think about like I have. Do you remember the yellow Rabbit that sat on top of the containers?
Yes.
Like I have a dream about making that like a really fun daily driver. like here's the thing. That's why remember that cabriolet I had in my I want to put air conditioning in it because like it sucks. Like my Rabbit doesn't have AC and it kind of sucks driving in the summer. I want to keep the big heavy metal bumpers on it because I don't want to be afraid of people like backing into it when I park it like at the coffee shop. I want to put electric windows in it and I want to
what car are you talking about?
That yellow Rabbit that used to be on top of the
containers. No, don't do that. Just do it to the green one, the nice one.
No, but see the thing is I want the I want the green one to be like a cool like borderline show car that like I won't drive anymore.
No, that's
I'm gonna ruin the green car.
Just make it half nice.
But there's things I want to do to it that are like blasphemy to do to a Swallowtail.
Like what?
Like putting in power windows or like putting in like AC. I just don't think like that's what that car's for. Like that car should feel very original 1975 with an 8 valve. I want to do like my 16 valve ABF in that yellow car.
If you had less cars, though, what you're talking about is a really easy build.
I know. And that's what I actually like about it, because I actually, and this is another part of it, and this actually spins a whole other conversation. I miss building things cheaply. Yeah. Like when I was younger, I would like go get a parts car and I would reuse like, oh, this belt has less cracks in it than this belt. I'm going to use this belt. You know, like, oh, this fuse doesn't look as corroded. Like I really enjoyed the frugalness of putting together something cheap and like not spending money. Yeah. Where the minute we got into like the YouTube builds, like scope creep was crazy. Yeah. Like, oh, I may as well just do AN fittings for all of this. Like, why even run the factory fuel lines? Yeah. Where like back in the day, I would just reuse everything. Totally. And I kind of miss cars like that. I kind of want to just do one of those builds again. I don't know if I would keep it forever. My plan was like the Swallow's coming off the road because I'm building it for Tref Punks this year. So this build I have in mind for the Rabbit, I think I could get done in 2 weeks. Like I think I could get it done in 2 weeks because it's very simple and I know them really well. So like get that done, take the Swallow off the road. That way I still have a Rabbit I can drive all the time. But make that like yellow car, which is it's an 80, right, Westy, and like just make that car something that like looks cool, is kind of stylish, and then like probably sell it when I get the Swallow back.
Where's Tref Punk's gonna be this year?
I can't tell you yet, but it's either going to be in Arizona or California. Okay. Are you going to come again?
I'm going to ship my GTI back east.
Okay.
But maybe I'll buy a car.
Oh, I like this.
Do a little thing. Yeah.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, it was fun.
Because we had Pumphrey on the show previously, and he was actually he was very complimentary on the whole thing, but I think he actually enjoyed it more than he thought he was going to.
So I never did a cruise before. Well, not a cruise. I've never done like a, what is that called?
Like a road rally kind of thing.
Like a road rally destination thing before, and I thought it was really fun. Little things I would change is like some of us are more drivers than others.
Should have been two groups. Yeah. Should have been the group of the spirited drivers and guys worried about their oil pans.
Yeah, like that's some cars, two different groups. Volkswagens aren't really always meant to be like drivers.
Yeah, I think there's some guys who were on that trip who had never driven fast into a corner.
So I think I would be open to buying like a Mark III or something that I make look kind of cool and then sell it, which would be fun. Like, and that's something where I would be like, I want to go on this trip. I'll buy a $4,000 car,
make it look cool,
put a couple grand into it, make it look cool, and then sell it for hopefully what I have into it, and be like, that was fun. Cool. Yeah, and maybe get to save some neglected ass like Volkswagen. Yeah. So like, I'd be down with that.
The the whole point of that show was to build, or not even show, it's like an event, right? There's really not much of a show element to it. Was to give older dudes like us, because you're now in that older group, I'm sorry to tell you, reasons to finish their project cars. Yeah. Because like there's so many guys I know from the Volkswagen community who just have cars just sitting that like they just don't finish. Or cars like mine that are like half on the level. Yeah. And you're like that made me go out and finally fix my door panels on the RS2. Because I didn't want to go and have like my door panels flapping in the wind.
Right. Which is cool too, because it's not a car show. So it doesn't even matter, because you could have had your door panels flapping in the wind, but you just would have had a bunch of adult men make fun of you.
Yeah, which is like the reason to do things.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically like just peer pressure from a bunch of shitheads, because like it was an A-class group of shitheads.
Yeah. Also people who really cared about Volkswagens. I felt pretty underclassed there.
Oh, really?
With my car, yeah.
Oh, with your car.
Yeah, because my car's not very like special looking on the outside. Like, so last year I got it mechanically sorted. Yeah. And then this year I'll try to make it look cooler. Yeah. Because last year I was just like, I just want to make it good. I don't care about like, it's just
soft. It was fun though.
It was great.
I had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That when we were doing that one run into Kernville along the river, and it was just like me, you, Diogo, I think maybe Darnall up front. Darnall. Right? Like the four of us just like running, like that was really fun. Yeah. Like just fast enough that it was fun, but not so fast that like you're gonna get yourself in trouble.
Yeah, I did try to top my car out at one point in that canyon, and then I got bored. It's just like, I'm gonna stop.
That was a good one. Oh, hey, this is a good time for me to remind you guys that if you like what you're hearing, there's more of it on Patreon. For example, I could read you articles from 0 to 60 that I wrote. I don't actually have to do that. I wasn't planning on it, but the cool thing about Patreon is I can do kind of whatever you guys want, because on Patreon, you're the boss. Go subscribe. I don't know. What else is new? Same old, same old.
Yeah, it touched on selling buying cars.
Because like you and I have talked about a lot of plans for this year. I have something I want to tell you, but I can't tell you now. I have a skit show idea, but I don't want to give it away because like I don't want other people to steal it.
Okay.
We've got that other thing that we've got coming up. I think that'll be good. Yeah, I mean it's gonna be fun to do a bunch of different stuff this year together.
So what can we talk about on the show?
On what show?
This show.
On this show right now. I don't know. I mean, I you never asked me. Oh, yeah, maybe I told you the last bucket. The last bucket's just get rid of. Yeah. So I don't know. The thing for me though is like back to my car collection and how I get rid of it all is I actually think I need the process of going through it with other people, like to go through it. So I was thinking like, that show idea I keep talking about, like firing order. I think I have to do that with my own cars. And I have to bring people like you on, but then I have to bring someone who's like the opposite of you, who understands.
I mean, you could do a really simple list of like rank them 1 through 25.
That's the whole point.
And then under 10, they just get cut.
And then cut them at a certain
point. They just get cut. You like no ifs, ands, or buts. Because over 10 cars is insane activity.
Is
like that's insane person activity for someone who doesn't have a team of mechanics and things. And
I have nobody. I have just me.
Yeah. That's insane.
Yeah, maybe.
Because then you have parts too. So like not only do you have cars, but you have parts. So you have like stacks of parts. Like you have an enormous amount of stuff.
So I'm actually, that's like on the month's like to-do list is I have that one shed that you're familiar with where like you open the door and you can't see past it. It's just straight parts. I'm going through it because I have no idea what's in there. Like I moved out of Hoonigan, I put everything into a U-Haul and then I unloaded it there. And I have no idea what's in there.
See, when I got a shop, I moved out of Jason's shop, and I had a little Scotto era in me, I had some 4 seats. I had like 6 sets of wheels. I had some parts, and I was in my like, I don't need to sell stuff phase. I'm going to keep this for future projects. 6 sets? Yeah.
I have about 35 sets of wheels.
Yeah, so I was like, I'm going to keep some stuff. I don't need to sell things. Just wait. I'll get a car that I could put those seats in. I could, whatever. Mm-hmm. So I had my Scotto moment. And then I left Jason's place and got a shop with no storage. And I was like, I'm just going to start selling stuff. And I sold like $15,000 worth of nonsense. And I was like, yo, this is sick. I just had 15 grand worth of garbage sitting around. Like,
so
stuff that I've never missed. I don't even know what it was.
So this is part of how
like you probably have $250,000 worth of pretty much nonsense. Like I would say mostly nonsense between like cars that you're never going to finish, engines that don't have homes, misc parts of things,
easily.
Like.
No, the whole thing. Yeah. Like this is even a joke. Like I've told Ashley, if something happens to me, call Vinny to sell my stuff. Because I don't want you to sell it for what you think it's worth. That op shift knob is $500.
I've always like Brian's house is like Brian dies. Ashley doesn't care about any of this stuff and is like, I don't know, my husband had cars and stuff. Like, just come check it out. And you like open a garage door and you're like, there's a Ferrari in here.
She's like, we'll trade for one Eames chair.
Yeah, just anyone come pick this crap up. I don't even care.
The funny thing is she does know about cars.
She does.
She knows what a ton of it's worth. That hasn't stopped her from no longer caring. No, but it's part of my like I'm trying to be like a better human being, and like I realized that my car collection got out of control, and I was just like, I was buying cars for the same reason sad people eat. Like, I was just filling a void. I was just like, I'm fucking miserable. You know what would make me feel better? Another marketplace find. Because, like, from the moment you start searching to buying, negotiating, and go picking it up, fucking life is just flying high. And then I would roll back into Hoonigan, and y'all motherfuckers would laugh at me, and I'd be like, whatever. That was fun while it lasted.
Yo.
But then the second part of it is searching for all the parts. Because you're like, I've now bought this.
The paper build?
Just the project. It's a project. Like you buy cars that run. I buy cars that have to get towed.
But even though I buy cars that run, it is, there's that level of like procrastination that you get with a project car. Because now when you're like sitting in front of your computer and you're like, God, I have to do all these fucking things I don't want to do. You're like, let me take a quick break and just look into what could possibly cause this. Oh, yeah. Oh, this guy, this thread from 2008 that has no more images left on it. He said that you could. And then all of a sudden, all the contracts you have to read or emails you have to respond to or people you got to yell at are just gone.
Nothing is more delightful than the self-permission to just go look for some parts. Just to maybe hit an old forum, knock the dust off an old forum to see what might fit.
I'm a good boy. I'm not going to waste too much time. I'm just going to open the tabs. Just so I know they're there for later.
Just a couple.
You know? You search and you just open the tabs and you just leave them on the side. And then maybe in 6 minutes when you're overworking again, you go through one tab.
I have entire windows just sitting in the background. I mean, you know what my desktop looks like. Let me paint this for the audience. First of all, if you're asking how many icons are on the background, the answer is yes. There is an infinite number of icons. I'm not even sure. I can no longer
external
see.
RAM.
I have a 42-inch, like super wide, curved screen, and I can't see my background image. Like, there's that many icons just living there to begin with. And then I've got about 9 windows open, and each of them are for different cars that I've been researching stuff for. Some of them are cars I own. Some of them are cars I don't own yet.
Well, because you got to do your pre-planning before you buy the car. You got to make sure it's something you want to do. So, you got to pre-plan. Yeah,
no, for sure. You got to get in. You got to understand what the level of depravity is in front of you. Yeah, like how much cool stuff you can do. I mean, like, because you are different. Like, we have a different kink for this. Like, I'm sure.
But it's all the same.
Yeah, like, I'll sit there and be like, you know what are really cool? I really like Saab 9.3s. What's the first thing I do and go search? Rear wheel drive conversion. Saab 9.3. And there's some guy in Sweden who's done it. And he hasn't updated his thread since 2001, but I'm here for it.
You're now trying to find his contact and if he's on any sort of social media.
He's at AOL. He's got an AOL SE account. I'm going to find him. And I am now 43 pages into his build thread. Unfortunately, he never finished the car, but I still feel pretty confident that I will be able to rear-wheel drive swap my Saab with a Volvo 5-cylinder.
Yeah, easy.
Sounds like a great idea.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
Yeah. Anyway, this is me, and this is the thing I'm trying to move away from. So I'd like to just have like 10 cars that maybe like 8 of them drive, and then like 2 are projects. So part of how I'm thinking on this, because you brought up the money part, is I can't sell cars and then pay my electric bill or my mortgage with it. It's so smart. Like,
no. Cars are car budget.
I sold a lot of stuff this year because I had to pay bills, and it fucking sucked.
No. Cars stay car budget.
Buying something cool and then just watching the money disappear to like pay bills. Right.
Well, that's why people were always like, "Oh, only sell your car if you're going to do it to fund a business opportunity." And I'm like, "No, I'll work to fund a business opportunity because if I sell my car and do a business thing that fails, then I just got rid of a car." But if I save up money and then I do a business thing that fails, well, then I just wasted my time, and that I don't care about.
Well, like I sold my Airstream this year, right? You remember that 57 Airstream I had? Super nice, really nice. I sold to Lucy Block, so at least it like stayed in the family. But I sold it, and the money was gone in like 3 weeks. Yeah, because I had bills to pay, and it was like I needed the money, and I was like, shit, I got to sell something. And Ashley's like looking at the Ferrari, like, you should sell that. And I was like, I'll sell the Airstream instead. And like it just felt like it was such a shitty feeling to have this thing that was really cool that like I was like really like I bought it as a present for Ashley and I, and then I converted that present into like insurance bills and like mortgage payments.
Still a present, too.
Yeah, whatever.
Hey,
but like, whatever. But it just feels different. So like for me, I'm like, okay, even if not all of it, because like I am a responsible human being and I've got to pay bills, but like I want to sell my Mexican B150.
Yeah, you should.
It's super cool. Let's go for a spin in it when this is done. It's super cool.
It's still filled with ants.
No, it's not. Bro. I'm out here telling the internet that I want to sell this thing. There might be a buyer on this other side. Can we not talk about? Cool. Can we not talk about the ant infiltration?
It was one time.
No, there were ants in it when I first brought it home from Mexico. Yeah, but no, I killed them. Yeah. Nice. So it's pretty cool. I had to clean all the dead ants out, which was a whole other story.
Said about picking up cars and then bringing them back to Hoonigan and us laughing at you. I don't think there was a car that we laughed at more. Like, I think, sometimes you'd have a bad day at work and then you'd just go outside and you would see this fucking, like, you just pull up in this fucking Homer-mobile Canyonero looking thing. And you're like, what the fuck are we doing here? It's cool in a like, it's the ugliest thing I've ever seen in my life thing. Cool.
Well, I will tell you, there's a lot of people who want it.
I bet.
I've got, including Batim. Batim was thinking about buying it, but I've got a couple buyers lined up, and I didn't want to sell it because, like, I don't know, I just think it's cool, and I've always.
Is it a 2-door or 3-door?
3-door. It's like a Suburban.
Yeah.
So,
but coupe on one side.
It's cool, but here's the thing: I had to tell myself is like it needs some work, and I'm not really willing to give it that work.
Yeah.
Right. Like it's just like, and even if I am, I just don't know what I want it for. But I'll tell you what I do really.
I know you do not know what you want these things for. I know what you want them for. You want them to tell people about this ridiculous truck you have. And if they'll listen, you'll even tell them why it exists and how it exists.
You know, the video I made on it did 1 million views on Instagram. So clearly there's at least 1 million people
That's why you
interested in the story. There's probably more people who know I own that than like cars that really matter to me. You ever think about that? That like you're notorious for your blue Ferrari now, like that's your thing, but it's probably not the car that means the most to you.
No.
But because the internet sees it, like that's your car.
Yeah.
Like for me, people will like get mad at me that the Audi Q Quattro doesn't run, and I'm like, I forgot I owned it till you
like,
brought it up, bro. I don't
is.
even care. Like right now, I care about my Vanagon, my RS2, like you know, my 911, my Rabbit. That's like pretty.
Okay, here's a deal too. If you whittle down to 10 or less cars, you can give yourself a bonus. You're allowed one
new car,
floater car, like the Vanagon.
Oh,
because like you bought the Vanagon.
Explain a floater.
Here's a floater car. Floater car is like my E30 M3. It's a car that you buy knowing you're not going to keep it, but you want to drive it for a bit. Like you're not going to keep that Vanagon. You just bought it because it was cool for a little bit.
I don't know. Right? I'm like a motoring monogamist. Like weirdly, like in a cult fashion where I have monogamy with 25 women at the same time. I mean cars.
Sounds like honestly, it sounds equally as stressful.
Yeah, it totally is.
They're all upset.
It totally is. As you get older, like we have a friend, I won't name them on here, but we have a friend who's like in a throuple, and like he was telling me, like I ran into him at Luft, and he's like telling me about his life, and I was like, that sounds like a lot of work.
That's tough.
That's a lot of work, man.
Yeah.
I struggle just like keeping one woman happy.
Yeah,
like,
they probably hate you most of the time anyway.
It's
so you're like, you got more?
It's a lot. Anyway, but back to the original. So I've started telling myself, like, if I sell the B150, the money goes into the pot to fix the other cars. Because like that's also part of the problem.
That's great.
It's like I could not like I'm very careful to be like, I know I have a lot of cool shit. I've made decent money in my life. So like I'm way better off than I was. Yeah. But I've actually bought more cars than I can afford to fix.
Totally.
Especially in the way I want to do it. Yeah. Right. So for me, the B150 funds the F600.
God, what? You still want to do that?
Yeah.
That's too big of a project to ever.
I know, but that is like for me, like that's like a really good like one. Like if I'm gonna have one project that's really big, like that's a cool big project.
It's a huge project. That's like a multi tens of
I know,
thousands
and
$.
I think I just have to commit that I need to just spend money to move it forward. Because like I was very much on like, oh, I'm gonna do it all myself, and I think I'm just gonna like hire someone to build a chassis for me.
I can't wait to make this episode. That Colmaro F600 gone. Just move on. Just get rid of them. Just give them to someone like a Mike Burrows who will build them and spend millions of hours welding them and making them great. Don't commit to the F600 of all things. Get rid of it. In what world do you finish that project?
But because that is like we talked about this, like I need a kink like the F600 to justify getting rid of a bunch of other vehicles.
What is the F600 going to do? Because you can't even drive it into your farm.
Because if you said to me like, all right, you have to get rid of the B150, the F600, Ashley's selling her F100 to Mike Burrows, by the way.
Whoa, no way. That's crazy.
Yeah, he finally hit the number for her. So he hit us like on Christmas and was like, I made some money today. I want to buy it.
Hell
and he hit her with the right number. So it's going.
You got to tell me off camera or just tell me now and beep
No,
it.
I'll tell you off camera. Okay. I'll tell you now. Are you going to remember to beep it? I'll tell you now.
That's it.
I thought that was really good money for that.
Yeah, I guess.
Like it's like a stock. I mean, we bought it for.
I think it's cool though, but yeah, 20 grand sounds right.
stock motor and shit.
Yeah.
It'll run forever though.
Rod knock.
Rod knock all the way through. So, but he's in love with it. He's infatuated with it, and he'll do something cool with it. Ashley said that the one contingency was that she wants like visitation rights.
Yeah.
Because she knows he'll make it cool.
Yeah. It's a good person to sell
It's a
to.
great person to
Yeah,
sell
I like
to.
that.
It's a great person to sell to. But like, so I get rid of like those 3 Ford trucks, and it's like, well, what am I gonna like put that into? I don't know. Like, I feel like Ford trucks have to be
The
sold.
other
to
10 cars that are gonna need stuff.
I don't know. It just I feel like if I can't get rid of all my Ford projects. Like, I guess I have my van. I guess I could, but like, it's a different thing. I've just always wanted like a monster like vehicle like that.
Go visit Ryan Anderson. Just go look at a monster truck. Take your son to go look at monster trucks.
Because I'm also a little afraid that like I'm getting too into Volkswagens again. Because I'm like getting rid of a bunch of other stuff, and like I just like then I only have those. So I don't know.
The thing about most of this crap is you could buy it again.
But like it all gets like ridiculously out of price. Like the price is just out of control.
I think once you don't have it, you're never going to think about building a
that might be
F600 with a diesel and a flip.
Technically, I don't have it right now.
What are you trying to put on the back? Like a pool?
Yes, I'm trying to put a kiddie pool on the back.
What do you want to do with this fucking thing?
Don't you remember the drawing?
Yeah, it was like a car hauler that you could take the bed off and then put a cattle hauler on.
So it's a crew cab F600.
It's a cool thing.
It's a crew cab F600. A buddy of mine built it up started building it up in Canada, and I bought it from him. He called it F Max because it was built to have a Duramax in it. That Duramax runs, but in like some weird situation, I ended up with the Colmaro. Like, I still don't fully understand how the Colmaro's mine, but they didn't want to deal with it. They didn't want to park it, so I got the Colmaro. It's probably not the car I would have chose to leave Hoonigan with, but I was like, hey, it'd be cool to keep it. I have no interest in the Colmaro.
No,
I don't have any interest in setting speed records. It's actually the one motorsport that I like have no interest in. Like, I have interest in spectating it. I have no interest going 200 miles an hour.
No.
Like, it's just the risk versus reward. Like, I'd rather take a corner at 80 that's tight than like drive straight that's 200.
No,
like, it just doesn't work.
Not
for me.
down.
So, and I know too much about physics to like want to get into that crash. So the idea is like, okay, take the Colmaro engine, detune it, put it into that, right? Cool engine setup, and then build like a tray back or, setup that's completely custom in the rear that has a removable like beaver tail. So it can be a ramp truck, but you can remove the beaver tail and then it's just a regular flatbed.
See, the thing.
Anyway, let me finish. Because ramp trucks, I think, are super cool
Sick.
in concept, but everyone I know who owns one is like, I drive it once every 4 months.
Yeah, but if you can't weld and make this stuff, it's going to cost you like
I can weld. I'm just not that good yet. So
it's going to cost you $200,000 to build this thing.
So
easy $200,000, and it's going to be rough.
Not in my crazy brain.
It's going to cost you $200,000. I guarantee.
Let me finish. So
that's actually a great idea. You make a mega episode, right? And then you have sub episodes, and you have like people come out and like give you quotes on builds.
Like, I'm like, hey, I want to build a rear wheel drive Saab. Here's what it is,
and they'll be like, cool, yeah, okay,
that's $90,000.
What are you gonna sub out? And you're like, well, I don't want to do this. I'm like, okay, cool, yeah, it's gonna be $60,000. You're gonna be like, oh, I don't fucking want that thing anymore. Like,
what's a good name for that show?
I don't know. I can't name anything.
Yeah, we have to bring Ron on.
Yeah,
you
and Ron can name stuff. Yeah.
So, anyway, I don't know. Because for me, actually, right now, a regular pickup truck is not big enough for farm life. Like, I need something that I can put a 12-foot water tank on the back of. So I actually do have a need for like a really, really big, truck, but something that like really only gets driven like kind of locally. So like, why not have a fucking absolutely badass F600 that's worth $200,000?
Yeah, because I mean, why not just get like a fucking utility trailer that people put tractors on and just tow them on?
Why do you have to be so pragmatic? Oh, Vinny.
Oh, you're ridiculous. That's a crazy move.
But that's like, it's one of those builds that like, I don't know. It's still there. I just really like old Ford trucks, and I don't know.
Okay, here's a good pod then for next episode where I'm here, or one of them. Go to the farm. take pictures of every single photo that every single car you have, and then we'll put them on a board and we could do it on the pod.
This is going to be what the show is. Like, this is it. Like, we're just going to go through and we're going to cut them down.
Yeah.
We're going to cut them down.
Yeah. And like, cause like these people,
like the president, I have ultimate veto power, but you guys all have a say.
These people, these innocent people out there, probably like when you talk about these things, right? In their brain, they're probably like, don't tell them to get rid of this thing. Cause they're probably imagining like, oh, Brian seems pretty put together.
Oh, trust me, there's someone who already unfollowed me because I said I'm getting rid of the B150. Like, the only reason they're here is that I've been carrying them that I was going to build this car.
They're like, this guy, he's got a podcast studio. He owns a couple cameras and like things. Like, they're probably like, don't get rid of this car. But they need to see. They need to see like the Cabrio you're talking about. That's just like this thing has a redwood growing out of it, and like like the E-Type that I don't even know. Maybe you left it like somewhere in like the desert. Like, who knows? Like they need to see the visuals. They need to understand the cars that I'm telling you to get rid of.
You may have a point. Like I said, you're not wrong, and I'm not right, but. Yeah. So anyway, well,
that's all I got.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming on. I know you're tired.
Last episode of the season.
Only to start another season.
When?
Next week.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. There's like no real sunsetting here, but I want to try. We're going to try the firing order show as part of like the next season.
That. Yeah.
I just think that the show is I enjoy this like long banter format, but I find that a lot of times, like when we're on this, like we go all over the place, and then like there's no real good stopping point. So you're like, we're either just continuing to talk just because it's for talking, or other times like you get into this like weird spin where you're talking about one thing, and then you get to the end, and you're like, man, we spent an hour on that, and then we didn't have enough time to talk about this at the end. And like, there's a way to like move people back over, but sometimes you just like the banter show just works, and like there's a reason it works. Like I mean, Joe Rogan is successful at doing the banter show. Like it works. And there's an audience that likes that. But I also think like a very structured show like Firing Order is really interesting because one, you can keep bringing on same people and you don't like run out of shit to say.
Yeah.
I mean, look, we're an hour and a half in and you're done.
Yeah.
Well, although we could bring up random stuff and we'll find a conversation again. But like, it's like this gives you like a reason to be like, hey, we can be very formulated with this. But you could also bring people on who may not be as strong of conversationalists, and maybe not because they don't have the same gift of gab that you and I have, but there isn't that chemistry. Right? Like there's just like, hey, we have never met before or whatever. But you stick them into a show where like it's very simple. Like these are your three things like you have to fight for.
Right.
Like go. Like it just.
I think it's a great idea.
I think it works really well. So and then I've got that other show idea that you and I will do like in April. So
okay.
Yeah, no. I mean, honestly, like if you've got nothing else to say, I've got nothing else to say. This is like the smartest thing that Matt Farah said to me was on the last pod, and I said something like, I don't know, like, when do you know when to end a pod? And he's like, when you ask that.
All right, folks. Well, it's good time over here.
Good end of the first season. We will see you next week for a whole new season of new shows and different things. So thank you very much, guys. Again, check the Patreon, support all the partners. Go check out Vinny's page if you don't, but I'm sure you already do.
Make sure Brian comes on it.
Yeah, and I'll be on it next time. Thanks, bud.
The mailbox is full. The mailbox is full. The mailbox is full and cannot accept any messages at this time. Goodbye.
Wow, you're still here. Anyway, I wanted to thank all of you for making this show possible. Honestly, this is one of those, if you guys didn't watch and listen, it wouldn't exist. I'm happy we got out the first 8 episodes of Very Vehicular. Season 1 is done and dusted, and now we're on to Season 2. I thank you guys for the continued support. See you next week. One thing I love about the team at Vyper is that they're just like us. They can't leave anything stock. Otherwise, they'd only make red and black stools. Instead, they are constantly releasing limited edition colorways. 2 of my favorites they've done, the Ghoul, which is glow in the dark, and the Voodoo, which is this really rad deep purple and black. And if you like camo, you can get a Vyper stool trimmed in official Real Tray. They've even done really cool collabs with friends of ours like Roadster Shop and the Drift HQ. Maybe one day they'll do a Scotto edition, although they keep telling me no one wants a stool that's missing half of its parts and doesn't ever roll. Anyway, check them out at vyperindustrial.com. That's Vyper with a Y. Being a full-size human at 6'8" with a head to match, wearing sunglasses, or any glasses for that matter, has never been flattering for this melon. That is until Heatwave Visual launched extra large sizes. That's right. See these glasses on my head right now? 152 millimeters wide. That's big enough that it even saves me from looking like Oliver Tree. You too can free that oversized head from those shameful too small glasses. Go check out all the extra large styles at heatwavevisual.com. All right, we got a big update to the Scotto fleet. Ashley did it. She finally sold her F100 to Mike Burrows. Regular listeners know that he has been hounding her for this truck for a long time. But a deal was made, and that deal includes him helping us finish her Land Rover Discovery. That means it's gonna need new tires. Great timing, because Toyo has just released the new Open Country RT Pro. This tire is an aggressive hybrid mud terrain and comes as tall as 42 inches. It has a 3-ply sidewall, it's got massive lugs, and unlike the Land Rover, it's durable and reliable. Check out toyotires.com for which Open Country works best for you.